Yo guys, what's going on? Rob with 421 Media House coming at you again with another deck review. This week I've got the Saints deck, which is part of the Confession series by Daniel Madison that was done with Illusionist. I think there's still a handful of these decks available through Illusionist. This is one of the very first decks of cards I ever bought when I started getting into Magic and cardistry and collecting and all that kind of fun stuff. So we're just going to take a really quick look at this. I mean, I think there's about 100 reviews of this deck out there on YouTube, so I'm a little late to the party, but I think it's a pretty cool deck, and it's definitely worth taking a look at, sharing my thoughts with you guys. So it's a fairly simple tuck case, to be honest with you guys. It says Saints on it, and it has this like olive branch, I think is what that is, embossed into the tuck case here. One thing that's neat is the top flap is actually not the flap that opens. It's got Daniel Madison's logo on it there. The side of the tuck case, I think it actually starts on this side. The Patron of all Helibolic cursed and the things of almost disciplined of. On the side of it here, it's got some Illusionist copy print on the bottom, which is fairly standard for Illusionist decks of cards. And then on the back here, we've got this priest dude saint. I don't actually know who this is, but he definitely reminds me of the dude from the Big Lebowski. We'll get into that in a minute here, because this is a deck that I really like. You got this neat little star reveal on the inside of the tuck here. There's nothing on the inside of the tuck case as far as designs or patterns goes. We've got two non-identical jokers that have these little poem. I don't quite really know what the history of that is. Honestly, I didn't do a whole lot of research into this deck. I know there's a guy named Jason Park. He's a good friend of mine. He's done a little bit more research. He's did all 4 decks in this series, so he could probably tell you a little bit more about what that is. We get a double backer that is the King of Spades and the 9 of Spades. Two-faced card, and then we've got a double backer here. I'm just going to take a quick look at this card and look at the back design on this. This is actually one of my favorite, I think, back designs out there. It's a pretty cool, intricate design. You get this like nice little light blue, aqua blue kind of color coming through. It is a two-way back design, so it is mirrored on both sides of the card here. Very intricate. Like I said, I totally dig the back design on these cards. That's actually the reason why I bought these particular cards. I forget which one of the Saints decks it is, but it's like a black tuck case with a fluorescent green print, and I was kind of bummed that they didn't do a back design that was that color combination, because I totally dig that color combination. Something I might keep in mind for releasing my own deck of cards here in the future. Question I do get a lot, and I'm hoping to work on that sometime next year. Pretty basic face cards, simple pips and indices. They are slightly different than your standard bicycle deck, which is something that's very common to see from Illusionist, is to not have those super standard ones. I'm sure you guys noticed as well, Ace of Spades is not the leading ace in this deck. Each one of the Confessions decks has a different leading ace, which is kind of interesting to see. Something that we do see quite a bit with a lot of Magicians is that they make the face cards people that they know. And King of Spades here is not the typical King of Spades. Here's the leading ace here, the Ace of Hearts. The little angel wings on it there. I think this is really cool. One of my favorite kind of things about this deck is that it doesn't have that typical Ace of Spades. The leading ace of the Ace of Hearts. Pretty typical, like I said, face cards. The pips and indices are not standard, but they are nice, clear, easy to read. This is a nice deck, even if you're not somebody that's big into the Magic or cardistry side of things. It's something that's fun to pull out and maybe even just play poker night with. I love this this King of Hearts here. Guy wearing the sunglasses here. And then we get into the clubs. Again, there's not a whole lot of anything too crazy with this. This is a fairly accessible deck to anybody that, like I said, is just looking to sit down with some friends, play cards. It's nothing that's going to be too hard to read. It's nothing super distracting, but it is kind of nicer than your standard deck of bicycle cards. And it's a relatively inexpensive deck, so it's fairly accessible to anybody that's looking to maybe do that. So anyway, that's a really quick look at the Saints deck. Just a, like I said, super quick overview. I've been super short on time this week. I'm kind of recording this last minute. Unfortunately, I haven't had a whole lot of time to do this. Hopefully I'll be able to deliver something better next week. I do have a couple of cool things in the works. On Monday, December 10th, I'm going to be sitting down and recording the Science of Magic podcast. It's going to be live on Dr. Mick's Twitch stream. I will leave a link to that in the video description below. Be sure to go check him out. He's super cool. Like I said, December 10th at about, I think it's 9 p.m. Pacific time. We're going to go live, and that's going to be super cool, sitting down with a psychologist, an optometrist, and a magician to talk about how magic works and why your brain interprets it the way that it does. Really looking forward to that one. I'm basically just the host on that, so we'll see where things go. I'm expecting good things from that. And I'm also planning on doing the Illusionist E-Deck next week. So hopefully you guys are interested in that, seeing my thoughts on that. That's a deck I'm super stoked about. Little bonus gift from Illusionist, which is a sweet hookup. So looking forward to visiting that one next week, and hopefully we can do something with that. Anyway, like I said, stay tuned. We got lots of cool content coming up next week. I've actually got some sponsors for all of the content next week, so hopefully you guys enjoy that as well. And we'll see you guys next week. Be sure to hit that subscribe button because I got some cool stuff coming up. I also actually am pushing almost 10,000 followers on Instagram. As soon as I cross that 10,000, I've got some really cool giveaways planned. I've got a lot of companies that are on board that are in on this giveaway with me. Flowful, the company that makes the wallet that I use, is going to be giving away a wallet. We've got a couple decks of cards that we're going to be giving away. We've got the Memento Mori coin that you guys have probably seen me post in pictures, and I don't know if it's made an appearance in any videos yet, but the Memento Mori coin, we've got one of those to give away. Couple of other neat things for sure to give away, so be sure to stay tuned for that, and we'll see you guys next week.